Hey folks, this is Bailey from Dank Wargaming, and welcome to How to Build Napoleonics. Today we're building Warlord Games' late war French infantry in 28mm. This build will consist of a center company musketeer and an elite flanker company musketeer. Let's get building. First we start with the center company musketeer, or the fusilier for the line regiments, or the chasseur in the light regiments. He's identified by the lack of a infantry saber on his knapsack or the briquette, and his lack of epaulets on his shoulders, which you can see there are no epaulets there. So this model comes in three pieces. We have the body, the head, and the knapsack, and we're gonna put them together here real quick. So we're gonna start with the body and the knapsack. I like to put a little glue here. You see there's a little nub hole for the nub that is on the back of the backpack here, the knapsack. You just slide that in there. You can also apply a little bit of glue if you want down here on the cartridge box, and that will help you with that. And there's a wide range of these you can pick from in the set, so don't feel like you got to use the exact same ones I have. Same thing with the heads. There's a lot of different heads, so we just apply a little glue here, and then we pop this head on top. And there is your fusilier or your chasseur for your center companies of your Napoleonic French infantry. Moving on to the elite flank company musketeer, this model could be used to represent the right flank company, which in line regiments would be grenadiers or carabiniers in the light regiments. Additionally, this model could also be used to represent the left flank company, which would be the voltigeurs in both the line and light regiments. So he's very versatile, this model here, and you can identify him by seeing that the infantry saber scabbard or the briquette is here next to his bayonet on his knapsack, and then you can see he has epaulets on his shoulders, and then he has an extra tuft on his pom-pom. So that's how you identify this guy. Plus he has a big mustache on his head, which you'll be able to see probably a little bit later. See if I can turn it to him now. But the elite companies like to have more facial hair. That was kind of a sign of prominence in the French infantry. So we're going to start off here the same way we did before. What I should have done before, right, is show you that there are, that these things dry fit. So like the knapsack dry fits there. So we're going to put a little bit of glue here and then a little bit down here, which I didn't do previously, but I should have done because it helps keep the model together by giving a little bit more security down here on the cartridge box. And then again, as we should always be doing, we should always be dry fitting. So he fits there pretty well. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue. That head in there, make sure it's straight. It is. And then you can see his little mustache there, a little bit easier, and that is your elite company French infantryman there. And that, folks, is how you build a Warlord Games late war French infantry in 28mm. While the models themselves are very static in nature, they allow for a diversity of French units such as line or light regiments, and never forget that many German states throughout the later part of the Napoleonic Wars used the French uniform as well, so you can use them to play like Saxons or something like that. So it's very easy to do a lot with these models. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next How to Build Napoleonics. If you have an idea for how to build Napoleonics that you'd like to see, please leave it in the comments below. Finally, I'd like to thank Purple Planet for the use of their music. And until next time, I'm Bailey from Dank Wargaming, reminding you that if you like to fight in ranks, then it's time to make them dank.